Okay, I've got one here from our friend down in Florida, Brian Taylor. He has a large remnant from when his kilt was made, about 30 by 60 inches. I want to make some other things with it. Do you tear or rip, or do you tear/rip, or do you cut it?
The depends on 30 by 60. I would say this: if he was with tartan, with any twill kind of fabric, you can actually tear it. So you cut a 2-inch section, you grab either side, and I'm going to do this without the scotch in my hands. You grab either side and pull hard and fast apart with your hands, and the fabric will rip in a straight line right down that that section. If you're cutting or you're trying to cut a shorter section, 20 inches or less, I'd probably kind of ballpark, or 15 inches or less, I wouldn't rip it. I would just cut it, because if you rip too slow, what ends up happening is you pull, and you have a bunch of little pulls in the fabric. You have to rip hard and fast. So for that, especially if he's going down the 60-inch length, like he's cutting 60-inch strips, then sure, I would notch it and then rip real fast. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely don't want to do it too close to any edges, obviously, but
yeah. So that would be my answer to that.
Okay. And Mark Rooney followed up with, and what to make from a small chunk of cloth like that? Or even smaller, perhaps.
Okay. So what would we make from small pieces of cloth?
So our example is 30 by 60. What would you do with 30 by 60?
You could do like one necktie. With a necktie, they're generally cut on the bias, so you're wasting a lot of fabric. You could do pocket squares. You could do one sash spliced in the middle. You could do. Trying to think what else. What would you, Mac? Bring yourself in for this one as well. What would you make out of a small scrap-ish of cloth?
I think you could do, like, if you wanted to accent something in your house, you could use it as maybe like a ribbon around a wreath if you wanted to use a small piece of that, or just even a little runner on a mantle or a table. Potentially
a pillow.
That'd
be 30 by 60 is probably only enough for one. If you had something a little bit bigger, or depending on the size of the pillow.
Depending on the size of the pillow, and if you're only backing,
8.
or if you're backing just one side of it versus the other side.
Yeah, fair point.
Maybe a seat on a chair if it's just a smaller chair, or
it's
stool.
Just the pad, the seat. Yeah,
something like that. Maybe a thong, I don't know, maybe.
Wool thong? Yeah, 16 ounce.
Why not?
Yeah.
Go big, go.
Oh, it is a good thing I didn't just take a sip right there. We got all over the cameras. It really lulled me to sleep with pillows and seat covers, and then boom.
Thong. Okay. Thong. Fair. Assless chaps, next level.
Sure.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, here in the production room, a piece like that we'd set aside for making into sashes to put out in the store. That's the first thing that comes to mind. If you're more crafty, maybe like if you're doing, I know one year we made a bunch of jams or something like that to give out to all our friends at Christmas, friends and family. Maybe take little small remnants and tie it around the jar just to give it a little personal touch, especially if it's your family tart and it's going to family members.
I agree.
A fun little touch.
When I wrap Christmas presents, I would often take long, skinny strips of tartan and then tie it around the box. Okay. So you can do that as an accent thing. In the store, we used to actually tie little strips of tartan on the handle of the bags.
Don't tell them that. Okay, then they're going to ask for it again. We don't do that anymore.
What was the other thing I had? Yeah, I forget. But yeah, those are some things. What would you guys do if you have little bits of tartan? How would you use them? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Quilt. If you're crafty and make quilts, oftentimes people say quilt and kilt, mixing the words up.
That's true. We do get some people that will they do take some of they're even doing a shadow box with maybe having like if it's an Irish one, have like a county silhouette and have that with it, or some sort of saying. We've seen things along those lines.
We've seen some things, but no, there's a lot of cool
short kilts from 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
I've seen some things.
There's a lot of cool ways to use tartan as an accent in either decor around your home or in art pieces or in just, even just wrapping presents. Just fun little ways to incorporate it, and adds a splash of color and a bit of culture to it. Cool. Good luck. So here's the question for you. If you have a small piece of tartan fabric, what would you make out of it? Let us know in the comments below. Remember, if you like our videos, please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. It always helps in the algorithm, as well as you can check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Twitch. We're everywhere. Thanks for supporting us, guys. Have a great day.